We got ourselves team 1 with Nasi, with gonna be Anstick up and running. First up for his team with Tiesh in the back. We got General as well as Tart versus Tren as a hunter. It looks like, oh, it looked like there's two people inside. I saw the pants and I saw the chest, and I thought, like, are there two people bleeding through each other? It's going to be Illidanid on that second team with 36 going to be going to first versus Aztec as a Windwalker. We got Athaman and we got ourselves Void form as well. 36 closing the gap versus Aztec. Does go for a stun. The pet kid stun. 36 does go for it with a mortal call right after. Did it trinket it? It doesn't look like it trinketed. That's going to be 36 trying to see if he can get some damage in onto Aztec. It's kind of lagging all over the place, just blinking around. Trying to land a fear, does not get to. The Warlock might be under a lot of pressure. Does go for the gateway, just leap it out of the Tyrant is available. Stun onto the Monk. Does go for the Karma. Does he get to burn through a Karma? That's going to be a lot of damage back to the Warlock. But I think the Monk's Karma is out of line. I don't know if he can really do much about it. Wait. Oh. Oh. He actually burned through the Karma. He just was like, you know what? I know you got a big Karma. I'm just gonna keep trucking you through it. I believe on my Tyrant. I can do more damage to you than you can do to me. Man, that Monk just got eviscerated, dude. Absolutely just singed by the Tyrant. Very unfortunate, but Athaman is gonna be up next. Giving Aztec a little bit of an honor duel here, a little bit of an honor setup, letting him land the fear, or at least not really sure how it's gonna go. So the Warlock does get the complimentary fear to start the duel, getting the slow onto Atha, who's gonna go for a Hand of Freedom. Playing the Crucible. Stun onto Atha before he can really close the gap. I think it's going to be Aztec just trying to disrupt the Hand of Freedom as best as he can. With a Mortal Call, just making the Paladin run back and forth with the fear right after, just as he covered that distance. And no Hand of Freedom now with the pony. Super unfortunate for Athaman. Does go for a blind onto Aztec. Wings available. Wake of Ashes. Big damage. I think Aztec might still be down to the hammer. Drain life. Does he have enough here? Fear. Oh. Barely alive, barely surviving. I think he's still down for the count though. As Athaman comes up and just smites him. Tiesh is going to be up next. Does Tiesh and Seaver get to play each other? Athaman does have to bubble. Big damage on Tiesh. Might just get a bubble out of Tiesh right now. Big bubble comes out. Bubble for bubble. Tiesh has slight advantage in the fact that he still has wings. And Athaman does not have bubble. So Athaman could still turn this around. The Tiesh still has a lot of damage. Lots of healing as well. But Athaman, he's not super deterred. But he better be careful. You better be careful. You don't want to be underestimate your enemy ever. Shield of Vengeance available for Atha. Tiesh does not have one, so that's perfect for Atha. You might be able to combine that with the Execution Sentence Hammer and everything. More wings available for Tiesh. Huge damage. That is going to be Atha just smiting him out with a Wake of Ashes. Tart is going to be up next, going for a polymorph onto a Seavark Ascute, otherwise known as Atha. I think you want to give him as much of an honor deal, but still gets the polymorph setup opener. And Atha better be away. Icebug coming out for Tart. I did not expect that. I don't think he was even in that much of a bad spot. It looked like Atha just kind of juked for the pillar immediately as soon as he saw some damage coming out for Tart. But Icebug comes out maybe a little early. Trying to repoly. It's going to be short. Does get a Greater Pyro either way. So I think he's trying to send himself up with Greater Pyro. Hodge on the Tart. Blinks out of it or trinkets out of it. Looks like he maybe blinked out of it. Blind on the Tart. Does Atha have the big damage? Execution Sentence available. Trying to make it happen. That's going to be Hand of Freedom not available. Does heal himself through the Mally. Goes going to be really, really bad. Tart throwing in the Phoenixes. Blinking around the corner. Does he still have more damage? He has an interrupt. It looks like Tart is just going to have to back up for a second there. 5 and 3. Okay, I could do that. 5 and 3. Athaman charging in as we hit in the 4-minute mark. Tart is trying to go for invis, missing the breath. That was a perfect juke by Atha. I don't even think we meant to, but if that was on purpose, that was the greatest juke possible. Tart just dropping down a meteor onto Atha. No ice block available, just trying to make the combustion do as much damage with a cauterize. Does get himself shields the very last second, but it looks like he's really out of juice right now. Trying to recover as best as we can. Also, it's going to be images slowing down Atha by a hair. Trying to throw in the Eagles, but they're not 100% guaranteed crits or nothing. Tart goes in for a breath. Hodge, I think it's over. Blink, wait. No. The hammer comes down. Next up is going to be General on team 1 with a reflect. Does he reflect anything from Atha? Did not reflect the executor status. Might be really bad. General better pop every defensive he's got. Disarm onto Atha. That's huge damage out of that hammer. General does go for a big heal. and does survive just a hair longer. Atha does not have a bubble. Has a bob though. General looks like he's super low on health, so Atha might be okay. Unless General out of nowhere just has mad burst all of a sudden. Trying to go for sharpened blades. And Athame just takes him out with a Tempest verdict. Nasya, last one left on team 1. Got the big silence stun onto Silver Cascade. I think it's over. Taking him out just like that. The dots just rolling into one another. And down he goes. Illidan is going to be up next. Goes for a imprison onto Nasya. Might be able to do something. Stun onto the Shadow Priest. This is going to be a Shadow Priest not sitting the stun long at all unless they trinketed it. Which maybe... Oh, they did trinket. Yeah, they did. They actually have the UI for it. Dropping down the Mindbender, which again does not show up in the cooldowns that he's using Mindbender at all. Very unfortunate that happens. Dropping in a big meta onto Nasya with a stun to follow. Does go for a big cleave. That's going to be a huge greater fade though out of Nasya. As that was an Essence Break out of a Demon Hunter. A couple more DPs and next kill, the Demon Hunter does go down. The Essence Break could have been huge damage with a big old dress. Stun, Essence Break, big Annihilate back to back, and a dress would have been massive damage back to back. Shredder's gonna be up next though as a Marksman Hunter getting hit with a stun. Is the last one up? No, Void Form is the last one up on that team. Now I see how much to go for Disperses. Is his trend going in for some damage. But he uses Disperse as early as possible while dampening isn't super high. As we're hitting that 6 minutes, 30-second mark, really close. And I see actually getting interrupted on Shadow, looking to back up a trend on the prowl. Looks like he's gonna have to back up a little. Fear onto him, and the pet is going to get the dots up and running on both of them, actually. And that's exactly what he did. He got the dots on both of them. He's going to get quite a bit of freebie damage on him. Rapid fire available for Trent. Doesn't get hit with a silence in case. I guess it was going to be a freezing trap. Scatter shot onto Nasya. Still continuing to get those aim shots back to back. Is that true or not? We silence a hunter. Can you use trap or is that removed? And Nasya just takes him out. Just kind of cruising along by him. Just floating by him. Hits him with a big old death and out he goes. With Void Form going next, which is Nasya. Nasya has a stun for him though. Gonna get the dots up and running. Again, the DP is rolling too. And Void Form and Nasya both actually can dispel diseases. So this is something both of them could do. He's gonna go for a bit of a disease play against one another within DPs. You better wait until they get a double DP on you, then dispel it. So you gotta be really careful of the cooldowns of that ability. Nasya getting triggered back very soon. Void Form does not play with Trick, I don't think. Silence on the Void Form is nice. Getting big damage in. Disperse comes out for Void Form. I guess he felt like he was in a really bad spot. We are at the 7-minute mark, almost 8 minutes. 17% dampen. There's quite a lot of dampening onto this group. Void Form almost has CC available. Does he have a fear? Maybe. That's going to be his Vampiric Embrace right now. But Nasya has him in a lock in the stun. Gets the stun into Nasya, trying to get some dots up and running of his own. Needs as much damage as possible. Nasya starting to take a little bit of damage with that silence. Goes in for Disperse immediately. And Void Form hits that Void Form, trying to get even more DPs rolling. Just trying to recover by going aggressive. The more you ramp up the DPs, the more healing you're going to get. Greater Fate trying to approach Nasya. Is going to get a DP on him at the very least. Nasya though has a silence. Is going to try to see if he can pressure Void from getting the dots back-to-back DPs. Void from can't really do much about it. Better have a Dispel available for those DPs. Nasya goes in for a Void from with a Mindbender. Void from getting over the fear. And Nasya taking him out. Is that Nasya 1v4? 1v4? Wait. I will see if I can skip 1v4. I thought, and Nasya 1v4. Shadow Priest and Retribution Paladins are going to be the bane of our existence, boys. In just a couple days. Pre-patch. And we're going to be in that pre-patch for quite a while. You know, because the patch has been delayed and whatnot. The nerf Shadow Priest, dude. I think they've gotten a couple nerfs in the pre-patch already. But I doubt it, dude. I doubt they're going to nerf him for pre-patch that much. I mean, it's pre-patch, right? We're not going to have a PvP season. It's not a Mythic Plus season. It's people just trying to raid, whatever. You know?